This is the video for steps 3 through 6 in your tab packet. Okay, so once you've gotten all of these done, this is my teacher copy that I'm cleaning up for you guys for when we proceed with this next time. But when you move on to step 3, you've gotten step 1 completely signed off. Okay, so you have at minimum that. If you want to use any additional mediums on your project, you have to get those signed off before you use them. Okay, and you have to go through the process. Otherwise, you can start and you'll have access to acrylic, charcoal, HB, and collage mediums to use, okay? And so step 3, the first thing you're doing, it says research. So you want to type in media plus art into Google. View over 500 images. Example, hot glue art, okay? So you're going to go to Google, and the theme this semester is mythology. So I'm going to type in mythology, and let's say I want to use acrylic paint. So I'm going to type in acrylic art or paint art, whichever you prefer. But you know you're only approved for acrylic, so that's what I recommend. Then you're going to go to images. So there are so many beautiful things here. These are all acrylic paintings that have to do with mythology, or acrylic paint that has to do somehow with mythology. And I'm going to look through these and find what inspires me. And if I see something that kind of catches my eye that's cool, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to think, wow, this is really pretty. If this painting is acrylic, what do I like about it? I'm not sure, but I like all the color and how the color is really well rounded in it. I really like that about it. So if I want to save it because it inspires me, what you can do is you can go back and you can save it to your desktop. So what I would do is I would save the picture as, and then what I would do is on my desktop, go to your desktop, I would create a new folder, and this is going to be mythology art ideas. That's what I would label it, okay, or something that you're going to remember it with, okay? So you open that up and then you save, okay? So that's one image that was saved, okay? I'm going to go back to all my images and I'm going to keep looking through and find things that's interesting. I kind of like how the colors move in that. It's kind of creepy if I'm looking for a creepy feel of mythology. I really like the realism of this one, okay? So I'm looking at about 6 or 7 of these per frame, okay? But your goal is to look at a bunch of them. So you're gonna need to probably look at 2 or 3 pages of pure art. I really love this one. This reminds me of Kandinsky, which is a certain kind of artist. I love the abstractness to it. I'm not sure what it has to do with, what does this have to do with mythology? Well, it says Pegasus, Greek mythology, creatures, winged horses. Oh, interesting. So this is an expressionism art, but it's supposed to be sort of like mythology. That's what it was named after. Interesting. I can see some horses in there. That's inspiring to me. So again, I'm going to save that picture. I love how it's abstract. You can even name it abstract mythology, right? So you might learn some really interesting things. You don't have to save 500 images, but I want you guys to make sure that you're really getting what you like. And if you want, you can always enter in something a little different, like if you're doing mythology, charcoal art. So now we have similar, but now we have charcoal. Maybe you want to do charcoal and acrylic, because you can combine things. So this has a combo. Some of these should have a combo of charcoal and possibly some acrylic. Right? Some of them may not, but some of them may. I can definitely see watercolor and charcoal in here. That looks super cool. I really like that one. So I'm going to save that one. I really love how that blends together. Okay, so your goal is watercolor, charcoal. Okay, I love the landscape of that. I could see how that could be mythology if I put it in the right way. So anyway, you're gonna look through all these and find ones that really stand out to you, that really inspire you. Then once you've gone through 500 of them, okay, ish, you're gonna create 7 to 10 sketches of what you want. So you're gonna take your sketchbook, all right, and I would label 7 to 10 sketches. You can even put step 4 if you want to be super organized. This will be a good reference for you. Okay, so now remember, I'm going to do quick references, quick sketches. So what did now I might go back to my computer and look at some of the images that I saved that really inspired me. Let's see if I can find them. I remember I had an abstract one because I love abstract art. So that was pretty cool that I was able to do that. I loved the colors in the other one, so I know I want it to be colorful. I really love the watercolor and charcoal, so I like that idea too. But one of them was a mythological land, other were people, and other was horses. So I want to think of different things I could do. So maybe I want, and this might take you a little bit of time to figure this out, and that's okay. Maybe I want a horse, like a Pegasus, okay? And I definitely like the idea of a Pegasus flying through the air, and maybe the background is filled with lots of colors, okay? So again, I'm going super fast here, okay? It's a Pegasus, I know, okay? And so maybe I have swirls of different colors here, okay? So that's one idea. That was about 30 seconds to a minute. Another idea that I might come up with is, I really liked that mystical city, and that had an abstract feel to it. So maybe I want to create like a mythical city in the background, right? And have it be on different layers, okay? So I've got my mythical city here that I'm creating different buildings for, and maybe even a castle or something like that in the background. I want there to be, mountains. Usually there's cool mountains in the background that make things look really mythical in nature. Oh, maybe, and then what that brings to mind is The Hobbit. Maybe I want to have, maybe this is going to be a Hobbit type of a thing. I know that's big mythology. So here's Frodo's door. Okay, I remember this is kind of what Hobbit houses look like from my memory. I could probably look that up to see if I could find it. So whatever you want to, that's a mythological landscape. All right, so you're coming up with at least 7 to 10 of these. All right, and you're gonna come up with more and more as you go, but you wanna find a couple that you really like. And that is steps 3 and 4, and then you're gonna come chat with me. Step 5, once I sign that off and I see that you've got your sketches, I'm gonna ask you to label your sketches. So you're gonna label the media you're gonna use. So what am I gonna use in this? I think I wanna do watercolor, the city, maybe some charcoal and watercolor blend. Okay, and then I want this background, the sky, definitely to be watercolor. Okay, so watercolor background and charcoal watercolor blend for the rest of this, and show me exactly, is it the rest of it that you want? The Pegasus, you know what would be cool is if I did a collage Pegasus. So maybe I want like collage pieces that I put together. So the unicorn is going to be collage, or the Pegasus. And then, maybe I want watercolor for all the background. I definitely want watercolor for that because I love the way watercolor looks in the background. Okay, so now I've labeled, according to this, I've labeled the media I'm going to use for each portion of my sketch. Then I'm going to stop and think, do I really like what I've created? Can I stick with it even if I get frustrated? Well, you know what? This Pegasus is really jiving with me. I really love the idea of collaging a Pegasus and doing like watercolor background. I really like that, and I'm fine with being pushed. And so once you feel confident with that, you're going to come and talk to me about it again, because we've got this white space at 6. And so take a number. You can start thinking about this, but I'm going to apply this to you after I sign you off here. I'm going to give you the skill to apply. But if you want to start researching different skills that you think you're going to need to do the Pegasus, you can maybe come up with some before you even come to me if you need to think about things, okay? Thanks, guys.